Hi, guys. This is D'Angelo. Welcome to Beauty and Gratitude here on Solidity Magazine. I am so thankful that you're all here tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's a lot to talk about. I have a special guest, Kirk Waller, who's an actor on The Chosen. And we'll talk about his role on The Chosen, as well as many other projects he's worked on. And this really is about learning and learning to create a process as an artist, as an actor. And I'm so excited to have Kirk Waller here. Sorry, guys. And let's welcome him. Thank you. Kirk,
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me, D'Angelo. Always great to see you. Thank you.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm for the most part good. I'm in Los Angeles, and it's been like rainy for 3 days straight. So it's kind of Christmassy. It's our snow, the rain. So yeah, it's
Yes,
fun.
yes. And it's keeping people in the home, which is really great, and out of hopefully preventing the spread of the bug, you know.
Oh,
Uh,
that's a good point. Yeah, true.
so it's
Yeah,
funny, we're approaching, a new year. We're in a new year right now. At least when this airs, it'll be a new year. So do
true.
you do you make resolutions? Are you that type of person, or you just go through?
I got to know, how are you though?
I am good. I'm very good. I am ready to begin 2022. I'm very excited. So I think having you here was important. Full disclosure, guys, Kirk and I hung out on Christmas Eve with his family and a dear friend of mine who's also his girlfriend. And we were talking about just life in general. And we were going around the table, finding out what each other is working on or doing. And Kirk was talking about the Waller technique, and I was really fascinated. So I really want to talk about this, Kirk. And there's a lot of information that we're going to share. So, guys, buckle up, especially if you're aspiring or you're an actor right now. I think you're going to get some very useful information. So, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, I am, but I do want to respect your question. Am I New Year? No, I never make New Year's resolutions ever. All I do is I think I'm making resolutions all year long. I just am always trying to get better and master whatever it is I do, and always trying to be a better person. And yeah, so I know I don't make resolutions.
Good. I stopped making them a few years back. I believe in intention. You kind of write
Mm,
out what you really want to do and just go for it. And I would say 9 times out of 10, it happens. I can
yeah.
honestly say it happens. And I stay within my wheelhouse, but I project what I would like the future to look like. And, you know, knock, knock, knock. In many aspects, it does work. So I think intention is the biggest thing.
So really, I forgot, it was it Norman Vincent Peale, or I forgot who it was. And as a man thinketh,
So is he.
so shall he be.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
what you're saying, right?
Yes, I really believe that. And I've seen it. I've seen it in my own life. So it
Yeah,
is
it's also about being thankful in advance, I find.
Mhm. And grateful. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
thankful and grateful in advance for what you're aspiring for works for me too.
exactly. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
You've been in a lot of TV series and films throughout your career. Is it over 3 decades now?
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out the other day. I guess it's now 37 years.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
30,
amazing.
yeah, a long time. Started on the stage though, so film and television about 25, but yeah, I think I'm 37 years in at this point, which is nuts to
That's
think about.
pretty amazing. I know your current role is a character on The Chosen. Can you tell us about your character? Can you tell us about the show? And just how you how I would say like do research for your character for this specific particular show.
It's a great question. Thank you. The show is called The Chosen, which started out as the largest crowd-funded project of all time. They raised $10 million, and which is insane. And what it is a multi-episode series about the life of Christ.
Mhm.
It's really that simple, but told in a way that is more human than uh, people have really seen in the past. First of all, I was shocked there hasn't been a multi-episode series. And then secondly, just the way everybody is portrayed, everyone's more of a human being. And we just see day-to-day life of all the different characters, right? And so it's wildly successful. It's created and produced by a friend of mine that I've known for over 20 years, Dallas Jenkins, and he asked me if I was interested in being a part of it. I said, of course. I mean, working with you at any opportunity is a blessing. I did audition for it and then did get the role. So um, it's it's very popular. Apparently, it's one of the Pope's favorite shows, I guess, or so, or
Wow.
something along those. He was invited. Dallas and the guy that plays Jesus, Jonathan, were invited to the Vatican, and they met the Pope, which was just blows my mind. And I've known Dallas a long time, and he's had some success, and then not, and then back. And I couldn't be more thrilled for him. So anyway, I'm profoundly grateful to be a part of it. I'm a part of it in this way. Clearly, I'm a white gringo,
Mhm.
and Christ is over there in the Middle East. So I play one of the few Romans on the show.
Mhm.
And I am basically who ends up being one of the disciples, Matthew's caretaker.
Oh,
In
wow.
other words, he collects taxes. If biblically he collected taxes, he was
Mhm.
Jewish. He collected taxes, not very liked by his own mother and his people and so forth, but he was a very meticulous person. So I guard him at the tax booth every day to
Oh,
make sure
wow.
nothing is stolen. So the writers were great, but also I think it's how I interpreted the character. People really seem to enjoy the relationship between my character's name is Gaius,
Mhm.
and he is of course Matthew, played by a wonderful young actor Paris. He's great, and so they decided to make him a bit autistic.
Oh, wow. Wow. Mhm.
So he's on the spectrum. And he's OCD,
Mhm.
and so we've such intelligent writing have added that, and so that's a part of our relationship, and it's an unexpected sort of relationship that's grown and people really respond to. And you asked how I approached it in research. As an actor, what's critical to me is that I never judge my character.
Yes.
No one should judge a character. And I remember looking at the breakdowns, which is, the break. Okay, for those
Yes.
of you who don't know, when a role or a show is, they're producing a show, they'll list the different characters
Mhm.
that they're looking for. And
Right.
the description for Gaius was Roman, authoritarian, loves to be in control, just like kind of a monster, right?
Mhm.
But that is not what I ever do as an actor, meaning Gaius, as Gaius or anybody, nobody thinks they're a bad person.
Right.
Nobody,
Mhm.
even a serial killer,
Right.
has a justified reason
They
for
can.
why they are doing what they are doing.
True. True.
So I always approach each character in that way,
Mhm.
like why am I here and what am I doing? Also, which is critical, is how we treat others.
Right.
So it's stereotypical to treat Matthew like crap,
Mhm. Mhm.
because the reality, if I were a Roman in those times and I'm guarding the tax booth and I'm with this guy
Mhm.
8 hours a day, I'm
Right.
not going to yell and scream at him and treat him like crap. You're
Mhm.
going to build a relationship regardless of what happens with the hierarchy that
Right.
exists in the time. So every
Right.
character I play, I always think about that and bring that humanity to every character and every scene. So in that way, it's never stereotypical, and it's not, you know, bad guy Roman, good guy
Mhm.
Matthew. Like
Right.
everybody is bad and good. So anyway,
Which is interesting. From what I'm hearing, is that you are stripping the ego out of from yourself when you dive into this character and just say, I'm loving this being as it is, and I'm going to let this being come through me, you know, unjudged, no ego. Here is Gaius. And this is who I think Gaius is, right?
correct. What's
Yeah.
interesting, I like the way you put that. You always put things in such a great spiritual context, which I really, really dig, D'Angelo. Thank you. Um, yeah, I think some people say act. I'll just cut to the chase, and this might sound stereotypical. Acting is taking a mask off, not putting one on.
Okay. Okay.
So I try to earn the right to be myself under these imaginary circumstances
Right. Right. Hmm.
because that will be the most unique thing in the world. And what I mean by that is D'Angelo, how you go shopping,
Hmm.
how you deal with conflict with uh, friends and family, how you deal with tragedy is unique to D'Angelo.
Right.
No one else on planet Earth will do it like you do. So,
Mhm.
as an actor, the most unique thing you can bring is yourself, the true self, how you sit there, how you're nodding your head, how you're listening and you're thinking. You're fascinating to watch.
Hmm. So you're studying every part of the character, every part of the person.
Well,
Hmm.
I just try to be myself
Yeah.
under those imaginary circumstances. There is no such thing as character. I am
Mhm.
Gaius.
Yeah.
Gaius is black ink on a white page. It's an idea, it's a story. Somebody wrote it. But what I need to do is fill it with my humanity,
Love it.
my understanding of the world, my intelligence, my integrity, my decency, my anger, my sadness. That's the only thing actors do. As my job is to illuminate. And the only way to do that is to bring myself. If not, then all I'm doing is acting out an idea. And
Wow.
that's what bad acting is you get an idea. Oh, okay. A Roman is like this. He's got to stand a certain way. He's got to talk a certain way. He's got to
Oh my God. I
always
see
have
that so
this
often.
that look on his face like I'm gonna shut up, like oh, that's an idea that
Right.
you've seen somewhere in film and television or somewhere. That's not human because
Mm,
human is what would I do if I were a Roman soldier?
right. Right. Wow.
What would I do if I were in this situation? If I were guarding this guy, and now what one of the scenes is, he figures out that Simon is kind of cheating the call it Quintus is my boss, and that he's kind of taking money and he's kind of cheating, and he wants to go tell Quintus this.
Mhm.
And I basically say, you're out of your mind. He's going to kill you, and he's going to kill me. We're
Mm,
not going to go talk to him. This is not a good idea. He parties a lot. He's out of control. And anyway, one of the scenes is I finally acquiesce and bring him to Quintus. And so how I would be under those circumstances. In other words, that's what I would do as Kirk. If I was a Roman and I have allegiance to Rome, I'm trying to guard this guy, I have to deal with it. And now I've got to deal with the boss who's upset. He's saying something that's very dangerous. He's not going to let it go. I got to go. So I just deal with him in real time
right. Right. Right.
as
That's
myself.
very interesting. That's very interesting. I think that leans into the Waller technique
Yes,
because
sir.
what you just said to me, I'm like, oh, now I see one component that you would give to your actors that would take your technique, your course. So give us some pointers, like what would an actor get with the Waller technique?
Thank you for asking. Okay. My preamble before my constitution is
I love.
I know sometimes my preamble is way too long, but um, I never intended to teach acting because I was always taught those that do and those that can't teach.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started the actor class. And anyway, long story short, I decided to mentor. And when I started, I really didn't. I just had a technique. I just never wrote it down, or it took me 15, 20 years to develop it and go to different people and try a million things and read a million books. But I realized that, wait a minute, I do have a technique.
Mm-hmm.
And so I break it down this way. And I have two main mentors and then something that I put together for myself. So
Okay.
in short, the Waller technique is this. I trained with one of the best acting teachers in the last 100 years, Sanford Meisner. I
Nice.
worked directly with Sandy for 5, 6 years, directly. So my technique comprises of Meisner,
Hmm.
which teaches us to live moment to moment.
Yes. Okay.
That's one component. The second component came from my second big mentor, which was Alan Vint.
Hmm.
And Alan taught me the importance of interpretation,
Yes.
how to interpret the material. And so what we do is we learn how to live in the moment, we learn how to interpret material, and then we put those two things together in what I call a sequential roadmap. Every scene has an obligation. Every
Beautiful.
scene has a path to follow. So as you interpret, you figure out what that path is, you
Mhm.
know what you're thinking, basically what you'll feel, you have an idea, you get all that in your body and your soul, and then you go out there and you just follow that path over and over again. But it's critical. A scene is a living and breathing thing. So it's always different. And what I mean by that is, as I'm looking at you now, I'm watching your behavior. So let me give you. I see. Can we do a little example?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready. I'm game.
Okay.
Yeah.
It, all I Here's our dialogue, and this is what it means to work off of what you're given, because it's
Okay.
moment to moment. So my line is going to be, "How's it going, D'Angelo?" And you're going to say, "Fine, Kirk. How are you?"
Fine, Kirk. How are you?
Right. So my dialogue is, "How's it going, D'Angelo?" And you're just going to say, "Fine, Kirk. And how are you?"
Fine, Kirk. And how are you?
Right. So I'm going to deliver this dialogue in a number of different ways. And all I want you to do is
Mm.
say the line out of sort of what you're getting from me. Just kind of
Right.
respond to me. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. I'm overacting here, but to make a point. So, how's it going, D'Angelo?
Fine, Kirk. How are you?
How's it going, D'Angelo?
Fine, Kirk. How are you? What's up?
How's it going, D'Angelo?
Fine, Kirk. How are you, man?
Okay. A simple exercise in that how you said your line comes out of how I just made you feel.
Yes. Yes.
If you look back, every single time you said your line a little bit differently.
Hmm.
The first time I was like playing at anger, and you're like, "Fine, Kirk, how are you?" Like you were just kind of taken aback. Every time you did it differently. That's what it means to live moment to moment. It is, I memorize the dialogue, I get it in my body like a computer. I know what everything means to me. I walk into the scene and I look D'Angelo, the other actor, right in the eye, and I say my first line, "Hey, D'Angelo, how's it going?" And then you look at me and you decide, you feel my energy, my behavior. That's how your line comes out. So that there's no line readings, nothing is pre planned. You have a roadmap, but you live moment to moment to moment. So it is alive,
That's
real.
brilliant.
And
Hmm.
then when you do that, you illuminate humanity.
That's beautiful. And on that note, we're going to pause and we'll be right back, guys.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back with more Beauty and Gratitude after these messages. You can find all the Satonic products at our Go shop on Solivity at go.solivity.com now. Shop for beauty products, skincare, hair care. It is all there at the Go shop. Go shop Solivity.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together, we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Solivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Life is full of moments. And when sickness breaks your momentum, from the 5 a.m. stomach bug, or stress and anxiety at work, don't forget you have Teladoc. Great care options by phone, video, or app. 24/7 access to doctors. And access to therapists 7 days a week. From anywhere you are. Day or night. Whatever it is, we're always ready to help. So you can get back to enjoying life's best moments faster. Life is good. Enjoy it well.
Visit a doctor today without even leaving your home. For as little as $19.95 per month for a family plan, you get access to board-certified physicians as often as you need it. And there's $0 for medical visits anytime, anywhere. Register now by visiting solivity.com/health perks. That's solivity.com/health perks. We work so hard sometimes. Isn't it time for a break? Take a walk. Or enjoy nature. Or maybe a leap. Or a ride. Or even a dip. Spending time with a friend. Or some time alone. Whatever it is, always spend time growing and learning with a Solivity weekend. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Solivity TV.
Welcome back to Beauty and Gratitude, everyone. We're here with Kirk Woller of the Woller Technique, and so much more to talk about. You know, Kirk, thank you so much for all the information you're sharing. It makes me want to take your class now. You know, I know that you do lessons. So you do private lessons and group lessons?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one-on-one, what does that look like? Is it 1 hour, 2 hours a week, or?
Okay, another great question. Every question you have is great. Thank you. It's allowing me to share what all this is about. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
It's the best way to learn anything is to learn from somebody who's successful at it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
If I wanted to be a makeup artist,
Mm-hmm.
I would beg, borrow, and steal
Mm-hmm.
to spend every day with you on set
Yes.
and
Yes.
watch you
Mm-hmm.
and ask questions
Mm-hmm.
and try to do it myself and listen to you because
Yes.
you've been doing this, how many years? 35 or something? How many?
32 total.
32 years. The wisdom and knowledge that goes into you holding a pencil, an eyeliner, it's art because you've worked at this for 32 years. So if I want to learn how to be a makeup artist, I'm going to go to you. I'm not going to learn it by reading a book. I'm not necessarily going to learn it in a group environment. The best way I've ever learned is one-on-one.
True.
And this is what the Japanese do, the mentorships, like I've seen like sushi makers or sword makers, like they just master the art of
Sensei.
exactly, making tea even. But you learn from the person who's succeeding at it. So my work is set up this way. There's a group mentorship, which is basically once a month, the first Saturday of every month. I bring in a rotating cast of working actors, makeup artists, directors, producers, and for a whopping $15 a month, you get a 2-hour seminar. The mentor talks about themselves and their career, and then how they got to where they got, and then they have advice. Then we open up for a Q&A. I could go into more detail later, but that is a group. But what I mainly do is one-on-one mentoring. And what that means is I roughly, you can't quantify art, in my opinion, or craft. But in about 24 sessions together, you will have a technique of acting.
Right.
So what I do is I mentor one-on-one. We get together in my classroom, just like a Zoom like this, and we just meet. Right now, most students meet once a week. Some meet 2 times a week. It all depends on, your finances and your desire. And so we meet one-on-one, and I have step-by-step of what I'm going to take you through to give you a technique. And what's important to realize is that I bounced around all over the place and spent years trying to develop a technique. I wanted to find the book that went acting. I do 1, 2, 3. I wanted steps.
Right.
That I would do. I wanted like a cheese grater and a scene, or it just goes through the same cheese grater. And I always have a technique of something to do every single time instead of guessing. Most acting teachers, in my experience, all they did was direct me. Try this, try that. Yeah, but I was like, okay, great. But what am I doing? I needed something solid.
You need a roadmap. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a technique that you can use over and over again. You have to have a technique, and then you have to practice that technique. Because I said to myself, if I want to succeed as an actor, I better know what I'm doing. So I've got to be good. So if I keep on working and I get good and I keep on being good, eventually that will get noticed and everything else will take care of itself. But I have to be good. And the only way to be good is to find structure, that it's something I can use over and over again and get up every day to try to master.
Yes.
And so what I do is, if you and I were working one-on-one, I would give you a technique, and then you can take that technique and run. You got to practice it. Like, just because you know how to, I don't know. I don't know what a good example would be, but just because you know how to draw, technically, you have to draw hundreds of times. So we continue with scene work.
Very true.
You got to practice this technique because there's something that comes from the practice. But anyway, hopefully I'm answering the question. It's one-on-one.
Yes.
I give you an acting technique. And I have to say too, this is really important. This is not my technique. So your instincts, D'Angelo's instincts, are the foundation of your technique.
Right.
I'm not giving you my technique. I would say to D'Angelo, like, okay, what's the scene about? We look at it and I go, well, what would you do if you were in that situation? Let's say you're breaking up. How do you handle breaking up? How do you do that?
Right.
And so that's what it means to bring yourself. So my work is very intuitive. I see where you're at. And it's another thing that Alan used to always say is, I'm going to find the rats in your brain.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna find out how you think about certain things,
Mhm.
because he did that with me. So how I interpret, how I see needs to be adjusted to keep you on a certain track.
Mhm.
So um, it's a lot of mental as well and emotional, but it's like it's how you think about acting is will
Right.
dictate what kind of an actor you are.
Mm.
So I have a really good ability to see what you're doing now, how you're doing it, how you think, how you see the world. I want to know what affects you, because your instincts, your life, your feelings, you're going to use that as an actor so that you can go out there and then be you under these imaginary circumstances. Therefore, you need to know you. And I
Mm.
help you see you and use you every single time you do a scene. That's basically my job. And I want to also say this: I can't tell you how many times I had really manipulative um, teachers who play
Mhm.
mind games, who try to manipulate me in every way conceivable to, I don't know, to break me down and break down my life and to build me back up and all this other, I won't use the word. That's not what I do. This is
Mhm.
not the method. This is a very healthy, nurturing environment. I've been through it, and I would never do that to another human being ever. So I have I've had that, so I know how to talk with you. I would know how to
Mhm.
find you, and so it's unique to every single person. And that's, if you really want to learn, I don't think you're going to learn in a group environment. In fact, sorry, it all started out as mentorship, and then somebody got the idea I can make more money if I put 30 people in here and do the same thing I was doing for one, and that's what's called
Right.
college.
Right.
So right, so all they
Right.
did is they put one dude up there, dudette, and then they got 30 students instead of it being one-on-one. So
Internet,
anyway,
yes. I think
one-on-one. So
intimacy really matters. And, it's in education. I find that I learn a lot when it's more, I do a lot of online classes. I think we talked about this. Like last year, I was bored 2020, and I was like, and part of 2021 in the beginning of the year, I was like, well, I'm going to continue with the online classes. I felt like I had a one-on-one teacher, and I was flying through the classes and gathering all this information. And I think it's important. I think it's really important. You answered my next round of questions, so we kind of jumped
oh,
ahead of ourselves. But one thing I wanted to mention during dinner, Christmas Eve, you had mentioned about, artists, talent, crew, producers, directors being humble and kind, with one another. And I thought that was I don't hear that often from a lot of people. They're like, we got to get this done. I'm like, no, you can still be human and know that we have an agenda, that we have to get something done in 10 hours. You don't have to emasculate. You don't have to disrespect. You can get it done. And if the person's not doing their job, that's something different. But I find that you don't have to be cruel about it. So being humble and kind, I thought was a very important point that you made, you know.
wow, yeah, that really touches my heart deeply. Look, let's see. I think it goes in line with. I think we share a similar philosophy of life,
Mhm.
and that is just in general, excuse me, to be kind,
Yes.
and to be a good person. Um, but here's the deal: you're all. I played high school and college football, and I was an athlete all myself. I understand what it means to be a team player. I was
Mhm.
an offensive lineman. I used to weigh 120 pounds more than I do now. And
Mhm.
so I never got the glory, right? The quarterback gets the glory, the running back gets the glory. I was on the offensive line. I
Right.
was a center, guard, and tackle. Every single play you're in the trenches, you're blocking for all of those people so that plays can happen. In
Right.
other words, it is a team effort,
Right.
period.
Period.
The
Yes.
quarterback is not going to get any glory if he's getting sacked all day.
Right.
He's on the ground and he can't throw the ball. A
Right.
running back is not going to like see daylight. Daylight is created by something, and that's linemen moving people out of the way so he can run to the end zone.
Yeah.
It's the same thing on a movie set. This is a team effort. No one, in my opinion, is better than anyone else.
Oh, ever. No.
The background person to the lead actor to the director to lead makeup, everyone needs to, in my opinion, treat each other with dignity and respect, because we're all here to do something. Let's do it together. And if I know it sounds like kumbaya, but if you just have this mentality that we got to do this together, and you're kind and you're decent to people, everyone gets better results. There's
Yeah.
nothing worse, in my opinion, than having negative energy on set.
Yeah.
Somebody's mad at you, like let's just say I anger a makeup artist, the hair person.
Mhm.
Like they're on set and they got to do something with my lack of hair, but my hair,
Mhm.
and then I'm feeling their negative energy, and now I got to do this scene.
Right. And it happens. Yeah.
It happens a lot.
Mhm.
I've seen it, dynamics and
Yeah.
fighting and arrogance and like you said, emasculating people and putting people down. I mean, there are some horrible human beings out there, man, that
Mhm.
I've worked with, and some big names that I won't will remain nameless, but they're just not good people.
Mhm.
I just don't get it. So yes, we
Yes.
need to work together for a common goal. We need to win the game, okay? We need to have
Right.
more points on the board at the end of the game. We
Mhm.
need to make something good and of value. And if we have a decency and a respect of each other, that's going to happen. So I just think it's critical. No one is better than anyone else. And every set I'm on, that's the way I operate all day long.
Kirk, I'm the same way. I treat people as an equal. I don't care what position you're in. Please and thank you to everybody, and
Yep.
to let them know I see them. I don't care who they are. Like, I see you and I appreciate
Yep.
you, because it's a cog in the wheel. If one comes out, the thing may come apart, you know?
Well,
So
I can't do what I do without you. Look, think about it. If my makeup sucks,
mhm.
I'm gonna look weird.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like I have makeup on or something. It's an
Right.
art form to have makeup, even everything out, and make it look like there's no makeup.
Right. Effortless. Yes.
The sound guy, like I can't tell you how many projects I've done overseas where the sound was so bad we had to loop the entire performance. I had to go in a room and re-say everything I said 4 months ago. If the
Wow.
sound is bad, the whole film looks like crap. It just feels weird.
Mhm.
Every sets, how the actors, props,
Every
makeup,
crafty.
hair, food,
Yeah.
like if not, it's nothing short of a miracle that anything ever gets made, number
Mhm.
one, and nothing short of a miracle when something is successful. The odds of that happening are, in my mind, astronomical. It is nothing short of a miracle
Right.
when a project is good and it all comes together. It's amazing. And yeah, man, we got to be good to each other, and it just creates a better environment. You're able to focus more on whatever your job is. And then let's face it, guys, when you're on set, sometimes it's 10, 11, 14, 16 hours a day.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
this is your life. And I'll also say this, there are two realities on set. There's the reality of the story of the film.
Mhm.
There's that reality. Then there's a reality of a whole bunch of people coming to work for the day.
Right.
And an actor, you have to go back and forth.
Right.
You have come to work. You're there before I get there. You've
Mhm.
worked your butt off to be there. Like it, that's you're at work, having a good day, having a bad day. Were you stuck in traffic? Did coffee spill on you? Like what happened in your day? The people are there working. They're not on camera. They're not dealing with the imaginary world. So you have to step out and respect the real world you're in. You're not
Mhm.
some kind of diva and you're all over here and you're like, yeah, I'm the best and don't touch me because I'm in. Like there are people working over here and we need to
Right.
respect them.
And respecting the process of the crew, HMU, everybody, but also respecting the process of the actor. Not talking and chewing gum and texting in their eye line,
Oh,
or eating
thank you. Oh
popcorn.
my God. Thank you.
A lot of those things. So factor in. Guys, we'll be right back with part 3. I'm talking here with Kirk Waller. I keep saying your name wrong. Sorry,
It's
guys.
okay. Just think of a wall and then earth.
Waller. Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back with more Beauty and Gratitude after these messages.
Life is full of moments. And when sickness breaks your momentum, from the 5 a.m. stomach bug, or stress and anxiety at work, don't forget you have Teladoc. Great care options by phone, video, or app. 24/7 access to doctors. And access to therapists 7 days a week. From anywhere you are. Day or night. Whatever it is, we're always ready to help. So you can get back to enjoying life's best moments faster. Life is good. Enjoy it well.
Visit a doctor today without even leaving your home. For as little as $19.95 per month for a family plan, you get access to board-certified physicians as often as you need it. And there's $0 for medical visits anytime, anywhere. Register now by visiting soulivity.com/health perks. That's soulivity.com/health perks. We work so hard sometimes. Isn't it time for a break? Take a walk. Or enjoy nature. Or maybe a leap. Or a ride. Or even a dip. Spending time with a friend. Or some time alone. Whatever it is, always spend time growing and learning with a Soulivity Weekend. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Soulivity TV.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together, we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Soulivity Magazine and Beyond Words Publishing want to remind you about the importance of continuing to follow public health guidelines to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community. Please continue to wear a mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Please visit these sites for further information about how to stay safe from COVID-19 into the new year. Remember, love protects us.
Kirk, thank you so much for all the information you're sharing. I think it's it's very useful, and I think it's invaluable for any actor or aspiring actor out there. I think it's worth their investment. No matter where they are in the world. The beauty of things being online is that you can do it within the U.S., but you can also do it globally. So whether in London or Canada or Africa, wherever they are in the world, there's a lot they can get out of this, I believe. A few questions here. What is considered homework for an actor?
That's a great question. What I wanted to say two things really quick. You get what you pay for in life. And if you're one-on-one and you save a lot of time and money in the long run. The second thing I wanted to say is I feel very selfish right now because all I'm doing is talking, and I don't like that. I don't like talking too much. I really don't. I'm actually a very shy person. You get me talking about something I'm passionate about, that's different. But it's about being interested in being an actor. And so you mentioned homework.
Mm-hmm.
As an actor, you, my scene partner, are always more important than myself.
Mm. Interesting. Hmm.
If I put my attention on you, you are going to give me everything I need for a scene.
Right, right. Mm.
If I make it about myself, I become self-conscious, self-righteous, self-indulgent,
Mm-hmm.
nerves, all kinds of stuff cooking. If I focus on you and make you the center of my attention and I'm watching you and your behavior, I forget about myself.
Okay.
And when I forget about myself, that's the moment I am my authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're just, how you see somebody try to park a car, or you kind of watching somebody and you see how they're making dinner or something when they know they're not being watched.
Right. It's different.
It's different.
It's very different. Yes.
My goal as an actor is to always be in that space
Hmm.
of being, allowing, having the confidence and self-esteem and self-worth to just be watched as a human being.
Right.
So that's part of my, not necessarily my homework, but I think my approach. Homework to me, I guess to keep it short, I'm representing a way of life.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
If I'm playing a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
I want a lawyer to go, oh yeah, he's one of us.
Right.
If I'm playing a plumber and it's part of my character, and in one of the scenes in the film I'm fixing a toilet or doing something, I want a plumber to go, oh wow, how did they get a real plumber that acts? Oh, that's cool. Because I know he knows exactly what he's doing.
Right. Or a woodworker. Mm-hmm. Yes.
How you hold a hammer. If I were playing a makeup artist,
Mm-hmm.
I'm representing you and your way of life. And I would want a makeup artist to look at my performance and go, wow, he's a makeup artist. I didn't know that. That's my goal. That's a big part of my homework, is to
Yes.
understand what you do, why you do it, how you do it, how you think. I have these 12 tools, which is that second part, the interpretation, that I ask myself for every role, every character. And I won't get into them, but there are
Yeah. Don't
12
tell
tools.
us. Gotta pay for
It's
that.
just, it's too, yeah, it's actually it's detailed and specific, but that's part of my homework. My
Yeah.
homework is to basically know how I feel about everything and
Mhm.
everyone.
Beautiful. Kirk, what inspired you?
For what inspires me, or what?
What inspires you in general?
Wow, that's uh
Or what are you grateful for? We can go there.
yeah, I'm sorry, these long-winded pauses. They probably think I dropped out off the planet.
No.
I think here's what inspires me: honesty,
Mm-hmm.
decency.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not always great at that.
None of
I
us
can get
are.
I can get caught up in my own BS, and I can be kind of snippy or snappy, or depending on the situation or not. Like, what inspires me is somebody like
Mm-hmm.
Obama inspires me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was such a classy dude. Like
True.
he would just,
Mm-hmm.
he instilled confidence. He just stood there, and like bombs are going off, and he was good.
Mm-hmm.
So what inspires me is someone who can remain solid in the midst of mayhem,
Right.
and
Decency. Decency. I
and
love
be
that.
decent and respectful no matter what. Doesn't mean you can't snap, doesn't mean you don't kick the tire, doesn't mean any of that, but it just means that you have a decency that somehow sees beyond this moment.
Yes. Amazing. What are you grateful for?
You,
Oh, stop it.
my son.
Yes, who's brilliant, by the way.
Oh,
I could go on and on about, I won't say his name, but I can go on and on about him. I was just really enamored. He actually came home and did a little research. about the telescope, and I was like, where are these areas he's talking about where you can see more of the, the universe here in California? So I was really like, wow, that's amazing. Yes.
Yeah, he's a true budding scientist. I can't even keep up. He's just like, I won't
Elon,
even get
watch
into
out. Watch out, Elon.
it.
He's coming
He,
for you.
and but what's important too is he's a really good human being and he
Yes.
works hard. You can be
Yes.
talented, you can be all these things, but if you're an ass,
Mhm.
then forget
Right.
it. Thank you though. Thank you for the kind words. I'm also grateful for my girlfriend.
Mhm.
So I'm grateful for
Me
the
too.
yeah, she's amazing.
Yes.
So I'm grateful for all of those things, but I'm also grateful, and I really mean this, man, for the opportunity. Uh, sorry,
Mhm.
sorry, for the opportunity to help somebody.
Yes. Yes.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to help somebody in the way that I do, because I know what it was like. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional here, but sorry.
Mhm.
I know what it's like to bounce around and wander around and not have any good guidance and like just be miserable and feel horrible about yourself. And
Mhm.
I'm always grateful for somebody that really taught me something and
Mhm.
that made a difference
Yes.
in,
Yes.
in my life. And I'll never forget these people. And so, sorry, the opportunity to maybe do that in one way for somebody is like, I'm grateful for that opportunity at this point. I'm 59 years old, and
Wow. Look
I'm,
great.
oh, thank you, brother.
Wow.
And I really, truly, I'm grateful for the opportunity to like help somebody go out there and kick ass and make a great life for yourself, not just as an actor, but as a human being. And if I can be a little part of that, I'm so profoundly grateful for that because I'm so profoundly grateful for all these people who affected my life in critical moments. They
Mhm.
are what made me who I am. And so I see the value in that. And I'm so humbled and grateful and honored that I was allowed to learn from certain people.
Yes.
So anyway,
It's interesting that you say that when you were talking about just the amazing people that have been in your life and the people that you want to help and are helping. Three people came at the top of my head, and I thought if I could pay for classes for them, I will, because there's two actors in particular that are so talented, but they're really hard on themselves, extremely hard on themselves. And I'm like, do you not see what I see? You know, I see it. They have it. And I think there are moments they know they have it, but there are moments, more moments of lack than moments of I got this. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
it does. Not only are you enough,
Yeah.
but you are everything.
Yes. Yes.
And that's
True.
not just the line. What I mean by that as an actor,
Mhm.
it's trusting that. We always think, even as human beings, that we're not enough. We got to do more. We got to do more. When in actuality, we're everything if we just get the blank out of the way.
Right. Right.
If we just get out of the way, how we peel a carrot is gold to
Right.
watch.
Yes.
So it's the acceptance of just that. You have to like, not only am I enough, and this is not an arrogant statement. It's a
Mhm.
very humble statement
Yeah, it
to
is. Yeah.
say,
Very spiritual statement, actually.
not
Yes.
only am I enough, but I'm everything. Because if I leave myself alone and get out of the way, then I am everybody.
Amazing. Amazing. Kirk, how can we find you online, your website, everything?
Okay, so for me, mentoring one on one, it's the Waller technique. .com. And so
We're gonna
a
have
buddy of
it
mine,
right here. We're gonna have it
okay,
right here as well.
a buddy of mine, a multimillionaire, he said, you got to call it something. I go, I learned from all these other masters. Like, you got to call it something. You got to. So anyway, we came up with the Woller technique. It's really a combination of Meisner and Vint and my own stuff. So it's not just me, but WOLLER, thewollertechnique.com. And
Love it.
then you learn more about my history, where I'm from. You can book me there. You can also, I'm not so good at this, but I'm trying to get help now. Social media, hashtag Kirk BR Woller. I make some posts there. And then also the hashtag actor class. But I guess those would be the things. What am I forgetting?
This is great. I would say at BR Woller, Kirk BR Woller, and at actor class.
Oh, you're right. It's not hashtag. See
but
how
we will
good I am? That's how good I am, is that I know that my handle is actually a hashtag, not the at symbol.
But you know what? You're great just as you are. How about that? And on that note, we're going to say, we're going to stop recording. I want to thank everyone for just tuning in to this conversation with Kirk and myself, and really take a moment if you're interested in acting or are an actor or aspiring actor, thewollertechnique.com. I think you will do yourself a great service by checking it out. Thank you, Kirk.
Thank you, D'Angelo. You are an angel. I love and respect you so much. Thank you, sir.
As are you. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
We work so hard sometimes. Isn't it time for a break? Take a walk. Or enjoy nature. Or maybe a leap. Or a ride. Or even a dip. Spending time with a friend. Or some time alone. Whatever it is, always spend time growing and learning with a Solidity Weekend. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Solidity TV.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Solidity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Solidity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday. Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Solidity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Solidity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.